Did I feel anything in that moment when I heard my brother's voice and that sentence stick out? Did I feel anything else?
You didn't really feel anything. That was a memory, probably.
Right.
However,
Like, it's strange that it just came to me. I guess circumstantially not so much, but
as you wake up and you think about sort of the echoes of those words in your mind, you look around again and realize, you are in a church.
mm-hmm.
And given that statement, perhaps there is some deeper meaning there.
Mm-hmm.
Hard to really make an intelligence check.
Can you refill?
I can't see.
It's a crit. 20.
Natural 20?
Yeah.
With a natural 20.
Yeah.
Thinking to these words.
I feel like this is the right direction for me to take this character.
You recognize that there is some wisdom in what your brother said.
Mm-hmm.
The Pantheon of Law and Light have existed since the First Age. They've been around for a very long time. Not the primordial gods, aside from... Actually, none of them are primordial gods.
Mm-hmm.
Cord is actually a primordial god.
Right.
But
he's not light.
No, he wasn't going to join that.
No.
He's not a club guy.
No.
So...
A little too loud.
Yeah. The Pantheon of Law and Light, while they do not directly interfere with Dominion's affairs, they do grant powers to a variety of people
mm-hmm.
in order to keep the balance within the world.
Mm-hmm. Holy shit, that's perfect.
Being within this church, knowing what your brother has done, and considering, did I pick the wrong thing?
Oh.
You wonder about maybe there are other beings that you could reach out to for help.
And I feel like I'm staring at the candle while it's happening. It's like absolutely just like all of the thoughts are going while I'm looking at literally light in the basement of a church of light.
In really dark times, there is still light to be found.
Exactly. Where is the candle? Just like thematically, where is the candle?
It's set, so this is like a stone staircase, and it's set onto the staircase.
I'm using that to lead myself up.
Okay.
It's sort of like a sort of literal, metaphorical kind of like my choices and stuff have led me to basically being in a shitty cot in a basement.
You take this candle off, and as you do, the movement of it almost causes the flame to go out. There's this moment where it flickers in the dark.
Like a little bit of my thaumaturgy kicks in to like keep it lit.
It kind of flames up again,
Mm-hmm.
and as you walk up from this dark space, you leave the basement behind. Turning back with the candle in hand, it is entirely dark.
Mm-hmm.
And as you turn forward down this pew, you can see another priest, a lot older, is sort of lighting other candles and preparing the church to be opened.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Kind of
looking
like
up.
stand and watch him, but not trying to hide.
Sure. A couple moments go by, and he's like lighting candles and stuff. And he does turn, and you can see he does have that kind of coppery tan skin and elements of orange hair, like peppered in with gray or black. He's looking like he's maybe 60,
Mm-hmm.
but he does turn. Oh, you were the one downstairs.
Yeah.
Please, sit. And he kind of shakes the wax onto the floor, sets the candle back on this little, it's like a little triangle that comes out, and he approaches you. And you sitting down or just sitting there holding the candle?
Slowly sit down, but I'm
Okay.
like kind of, it's absent-minded, but I'm caring for this candle.
Sure.
Like, I'm not paying attention to it, but anything that I'm doing with it is like to keep it lit and upright and everything.
Okay. He comes up to you. Are you okay?
I'm lost. I feel. So no? Yes, I don't know.
I was more asking about your physical well-being. But
Well, I climbed some stairs to get up here.
he sits next to you and kind of says, you seem troubled.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, I followed one path for a while, and it seemed to be providing for me, but it turned, and I turned with it, and I felt a loss of control, and I don't know what's happening to me, but I feel like none of it is my own choice.
Oftentimes, in life, we think about things in terms of a beginning and an end. Things do not always need to start and stop.
Well, and I kind of just like look around the whole room.
Make a perception check.
Oh, fuck yeah. Dude, these dice. That's a 20.
20. Yeah.
What the fuck is happening?
All right, so looking around in the space, there are these 6 statues that now that some of the candles are lit, you can get a vague bit of. And to your left, you can see Tyr, the god of justice. His symbol being the scale that is kind of evenly balanced. And in the statue, he is this stern-faced, curly-haired, almost like a Greek statue, holding a sword evenly. One eye is shut, one eye is open. You see to your right a very familiar figure, actually, Helm. Sort of the god of protection, if you will. He is burlier and depicted almost like, you could think of it as like a Viking-style human with this big beard, this bald head. His eyes are wide open. And he has his hands held out like this. You can see on his back there is like the shape of a shield, although it looks like at some point it was maybe damaged. Further into the church, they're kind of a little bit harder to make out from here, but those are the 2 at the forefront.
I kind of point to the depiction of Helm, and I know that one.
Ah, Helen.
Yeah, there was a church to him where I'm from. I think it was where my brother went to become a cleric. And
Your brother is a holy person.
Yeah, and I always tried to protect him, but he never seemed to need me, and so I left him because I felt he wasn't grateful for my attempts at protecting him. But he's definitely stronger in terms of this kind of thing, and I kind of gesture to everything here.
The thing about faith is it isn't about strength. One of the things that I enjoy about this job is that the weakest of us can help the strongest. Perhaps your brother did not abandon you. Perhaps he did not leave you behind. But perhaps he knew that you would be lost and that somebody must be out there to find you.
Is there any way to, I guess, like, mechanically speaking, is there any way to, like, pray to try to contact? See if there's any connection there?
What is Heinrich doing?
I feel like he would stand up and just walk over to the statue, slowly, but kind of taking it in quite seriously. And halfway there would turn and kind of be like, what? How does the whole nature of forgiveness work? I'm not quite good at that or know much about it.
It depends. Forgiveness has many meanings. Amongst man and mankind, it is a fickle thing. But I imagine you are talking about something deeper.
And I kind of like look down and then turn and look back up, and I just walk over and like lay a hand on the statue pretty slowly, though not one holding the candle.
Okay. So candle in one hand, which is not diminished in size, and your other hand rests on the statue.
Yeah.
Touching the statue, you imagine that it will be sort of cool, like the air in this building, much cooler than any place that you've been on this island so far. Although this statue is almost warm to the touch. Warmer than your skin. And you kind of pull away. It's uncomfortable. It's the
I
sensation.
feel like I kind of look around for like anything underneath it, lighting.
Make a
Kind of
perception check. As you do
It's more
so.
just dramatic, but
Sure.
11.
11. I mean, there's like a screw on the bottom.
Oh,
of
shit.
the thing. But like just kind of like it's like looks like it rolled and kind of wedged into the statue. You looking around, this priest kind of watches you. I'm going to give you some time. If you do need me, I'm going to go tidy up downstairs. Do not hesitate to call. I am Father Avery.
And I turn and I say, "Oh, it's my name's Makavir." And I kind of, it sounds really fucking weird in my mouth because I haven't said that name in for fucking ever.
Makavir. I hope you are found. And he turns and heads and goes down the stairs.
And
you
I just
are alone.
Yeah, and I just turn my head back up and start looking squarely into his eyes and just kind of praying, I guess, as best as I can, basically doing everything that I felt like I was trying to when I contacted Azra, but without that sort of fear and questioning, more like a looking for guidance kind of.
Okay.
Guidance and protection and, thinking about that sentence that my brother said to me, sort of making order from the chaos and balance, and weighing in my mind the irony almost that Azra seeks to bring balance, but in those that should be dead that need to die, kind of. And that it's ironic that it's sort of like light and life is the balance, but in the opposite direction. That I find myself here.
You look into the statue's eyes and you consider these things. And as you do so, you become aware of the fact that aside from the candle that you are holding, the entire space that you are in is dark. You are not in a different place. You can see the floors and the outlines of the pew as your candle flickers, but there are no other candles lit.
Does it feel like bigger, like more vast, kind of?
Hard to tell. Make a perception check.
And did the candles blow out? Or are they actually out, or am I seeing something? 11.
11?
The classic Heinreic. I have
kind
no
of hold the
stats.
candle out, and you can see the walls. It doesn't appear bigger.
Mm-hmm.
You don't smell smoke.
Mm-hmm. I kind of timidly am like, anyone there?
And then you kind of hear this as the front door opens, and you see like a little bit of kind of gray dawn light, maybe just as the sun is beginning to peek up.
Mm-hmm.
And this woman peeks in, same kind of black and white. Oh, I'm sorry. You're awake. Fantastic.
Mm.
And kind of comes in, shuts the door behind her.
I was waiting on the stairs at like 5:30.
This is true. And so you actually would have seen her, and not at the stairs.
Or with the front door, waiting at the door.
Yeah, so this is going to be like pretty shortly after you had gone into the alleyway. You would have
Does
seen.
that sound shy?
No, you would have seen this woman come out, brown hair, kind of long. You would see her kind of furtively look around, and then pull something out and light up this little bit of flint and kind of spark something, and then you smell pipe leaf.
Okay.
And about 3 minutes go by, and suddenly you kind of, and she puts it out really quick on the side of the door and kind of opens the door, and you hear, "Oh, you're awake," and just kind of goes in, shuts the door.
Great, I'm gonna go up and knock.
Okay, so hang on one sec. So you, as she comes up, you're awake.
Oh, and looking around, does the room kind of look back to normal, or is...
Still dark. You're holding this one candle, still kind of lighting you up.
I'm kind of totally dazed, and I felt like I was hallucinating, but now the whole room is still dark. And I just look, I'm like, the candles were all lit before.
Oh, I just got in. We haven't lit anything yet. Give me 1 second. I think, and you hear this dun dun
What
dun.
was that dude's name again?
Father Avery.
Yeah, I'm like, but Father Avery,
Who's that?
the guy who was here overnight.
There wasn't anybody here overnight.
And
Just
I
a
kind
second.
of-
Somebody's at the door, and she runs forward.